Is this thing on?
Yeah, you should be on.
All right. Hi, I'm Robert Wolf.
And I'm Gabriel Peterson.
Welcome to the ARMS Innovation Coffee live at the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, GDC 2023. What an exciting time, dude.
Yep. We are once again here at GDC 2023, the premier event for gaming professionals and enthusiasts.
Yes. And so as such, we would like to talk about it because we are here at day 3. Now, if you've looked at the agenda, if you've listened to us throughout the last few live streams, this is our final one of the event. So we did 2 on day 1, Wednesday, 2 on day 2. Thursday, and then our closing ceremonies where we're going to just look back at our first 2 days. And then, of course, since the festival just opened about 3 minutes ago, we're going to talk about the things that we think will be most valuable for developers here at GDC 2023 for Friday. Now, a different thing that happens today is that they don't close at 6 today. They actually close at 3 p.m. So people lose 3 hours. They got to pack a bunch more in today. So we're going to hopefully drive you to the right places.
That's the reason we're only having a single stream today. It just didn't make sense to wrap up after just 2 hours or so.
Absolutely. And so I want to remind everyone, like if you're watching this live on demand, if you enjoy the show, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the ARM Software Developers YouTube channel. We go live with stuff like this every day. In fact, this is a special brew. We call this the Innovation Coffee Special Brew, and it is a GDC series of 5 live streams. But we go live with stuff like this every single Thursday at 5 p.m. UTC. So make sure you set your calendars. And again, if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, you'll get reminders on this kind of stuff. So Moscone Center, that's where we are. San Francisco, heart of San Francisco. Gabe, tell us what you've enjoyed so far. I mean, I don't want to talk about, let's not talk about the event real quick. Let's just talk about the scenery, the weather. How have you enjoyed San Francisco?
I mean, we were circling in the air for an hour before we could land, so the weather was interesting. But as far as the convention center, it's been great to just walk around a little bit, see everyone, get to talk to and network a lot of people.
Absolutely. And yes, so why is ARM at the Game Developers Conference? We are here to show the developers that using ARM tools, using ARM technology, you can make games better and faster on ARM. This is a huge turning point for ARM, in my opinion, in terms of how much support we are here giving the developers. Us evangelists, I have had just a blast on the floor here, roaming around the booth and talking to all the amazing people from all these awesome companies building just crazy cool things on ARM. And so, signing them up for the developer program, I look forward to meeting each and every one of you once again in our Discord server, as well as all throughout our ecosystem. So it's just been a blast, Gabe. I want to talk a little bit about, before we dive into the recap, before we dive into the stuff that's happening today, let's just kind of give a little summary about the booth here itself, right? Want to talk about maybe 1 or 2 of the demos around here?
Yeah, so right behind me on the other side of this wall, we are showing off ray tracing on a nice demo that's made in Unreal. It is impressive. There's a lot of granularity in the demo where they can show exactly how it looks, ray tracing on and off, how the light's being calculated, all of that stuff. It is by far the largest hit at our booth. It just brings people in that are completely impressed that they can run ray tracing on a phone nowadays.
It's pretty crazy. And in conjunction or in collaboration with, you like how organized Gabe is? And I'm just like, in conjunction with Tencent Games, so in collaboration, with Tencent Games, Tencent was able to take the technology that they built together, or that ARM helped build, and put this into an actual game and allow users to toggle on and off, or at least for the demo's purposes, to toggle on and off the ray tracing. So you can walk up to a wall and turn it off and realize, oh, hey, this is just like a flat matted wall. But when you turn it on, you start to see the watermarks, possibly the reflections on the ground from the ceiling lights. It's truly impressive.
A game with basic graphics and realistic lighting looks a lot better than a game with great graphics with bad lighting. So ray tracing just makes a huge difference.
Yeah, another really cool one, and this is talk about it in a second, but it's probably one of my favorite parts of GDC was recording the talk about this demo. And this is how to build better battles with ML agents. Now, in yesterday's stream in the afternoon, we also met with Roberto, who talked about this. But Koki Matsunami, he joined me, and we recorded his full talk that was not recorded he gave here at GDC. So we'll be posting that on YouTube, and of course you'll be able to find that in the link, or that link in the description below.
Yeah, and then right on the other side of the wall where I'm looking at, and you can't see, there is a demonstration of the ARM Mobile Studio, a free suite of tools that really helps you to optimize and improve the performance of your game or application, just because you can truly see every little thing that's going on and where it's using the compute power. It's just an invaluable tool that pretty much anyone who develops games on Android should check out.
Excellent. All right, Gabe, let's talk about it. Recap. Day one, let's talk about some of the most fun things or interesting things that you wanted to share.
So it may be boring for some of the people out there, but for me, personal interest, one of my, I haven't even said what it is, and I've already bored it. It's the JetBrains booth. They were showing off Rider and how it works with Unity and Unreal. I'm pretty basic. I'll usually just install a Visual Studio or VS Code when working with Unity. But I love PyCharm, and I love how powerful some of their tools are. And then the stuff they were showing off there was really impressive. So it may just be an IDE, but if it can make our lives easier and if it can get out of the way and just let you code, then I'm all for it.
Yes, I agree. Now, it feels like each day, at least so far, day one and day two, are quite different in terms of the energy, the traffic. And so I want to say, like, one of the coolest things, at least for me, day one, was the energy.
Yeah.
The amount of foot traffic that we got through this booth here was just phenomenal. I mean, what was it? We were talking to Dale, who we interviewed during our first live stream on Wednesday. But he was telling me, we were stuck here at the booth doing a live stream. But he's saying, oh, when they opened up the ropes upstairs, it was like a swarm of people coming down the stairs. It was amazing. I think we got some footage of the day two rope drop. But we're going to be putting together a bit of a montage, I think, and trying to get some more visuals of the event so we can pair it with this live stream.
Yeah.
You can click over and be like, oh, that's what they were talking about.
Yeah, we initially had a plan to throw it into these streams, but we have been so swamped meeting people that we didn't even have 5 minutes to break away and do this. So
yeah. So that's one of my I want to say favorite things. And of course, there were 2 ARM talks on day one. Gabe, do you by chance remember what those were about, or do you not have? For him.
Oh, unfortunately, I do not.
That's all right. I know it was Charlie's talk. Charlie Stokes, who will be here later, and we're going to be recording her talk, so we'll be able to see that later as well. And then, actually, I think it was on the tools, the ARM Mobile Studio.
Yes, you're correct.
Your code for that, your game code for that. But yeah. So, anyways, there were 2 talks on Wednesday that were also great from ARM. And if you know what those were, go back to the day one morning show, and you'll be able to see those. And of course, we'll have more videos in this playlist.
And just to point out, because someone mentioned in the chat the other day that the background noise sounds a little...
oh, actually, there he is, Dale.
Yeah, background noise sounds a little garbled. Well, to let you know what's going on is it is extremely loud around us. There are people on loudspeakers. There's music going off. So we are actually running an AI noise canceller. So you're able to hear us. But if the background or whatever sounds a little funny, that's why. It is working overtime to make it us audible.
I'm surprised that we're able to even function and still do this with all the noise.
Yeah.
On a megaphone or something over here.
Yeah. You hopefully, if it's doing its job, can't hear them, but they are literally louder than we are.
Oh yeah,
right here. So
yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about a little bit more day one. Day one, I personally got to go to some of the booths I wanted to go to. So, you are walking to your own booth, you kind of go to the restroom, you cruise around a little bit, but there are a few booths you want to actually go stand in, talk to people, and get to know what they're doing. And so 3 of the booths that I spent some time at were the MetaMask booth, which I they're in my jacket, but I got the little chopstick thingies for filling out their survey, but also got to talk to some of the engineers there about some of the things that they're doing this year. And I don't want to bore you on any MetaMask stuff, but it is pretty amazing. And it is one of the world's most used browser and mobile wallets. So, MetaMask, it's also a very adaptable wallet, right? So people are developing their games, their Web3 games, and doing a lot of stuff. They integrate in their MetaMask connectivity to make sure that their users have access to the stuff they're building.
Yeah, another booth that I went to that I really enjoyed was the Unity booth. Of course, being a fan, and you haven't been there yet. Yeah, if we can get the time. No, they're showing off some cool stuff. I did not get to watch it. I will read online about their roadmap, but they're teasing some things over there. They're showing off a lot of the games, what's possible, and it's just a fun place to be.
Another booth that I went and visited was the Discord booth. Now, this one was very interesting for me because they have launched a fund to essentially enable developers to build apps for Discord. Now, this can be apps or bots or anything that utilizes the Discord APIs to grow and benefit the Discord community and or ecosystem.
Yeah, I grabbed one of their cards. I'm going to look into it, see if we can do something for our Discord.
It's pretty cool, right? So, we have the ARM Discord. Maybe we can build a bot. I doubt we would request funding from them.
No, not the funding, but the ability to build.
Of course, yeah. So Discord is willing and able to give resources and open up various pieces of their platform to allow you as a developer to connect and build for their ecosystem. It's kind of like why reinvent the wheel? Discord's there. You can build stuff to make the ecosystem better, stuff that you may need and other people can use. And there might be ways to monetize it. I don't know. Not that we would for ARM, but there are ways to possibly monetize this as a developer at home. Stuff.
I just love that Discord's so dominant right now in group culture, but they're not just sitting around knowing that they have the lead. They're constantly adding on
TeamSpeak.
Hey, those were great back in the day.
Hey, they were amazing. I mean, that was like what is it? The predecessor? Is that the person that comes after?
The precursor.
The precursor? No, after. They were the precursor to, the predecessor to walkie-talkies. I remember literally having the step up when playing StarCraft with my buddies. We would do the 2v2s, and because we lived next door to each other and had walkie-talkies, no one else had voice chats yet. It didn't exist. It was like in the early days. TeamSpeak, Ventrilo come out, next thing you know, you're doing raids with like 30 people. Anyways, yes, Discord, amazing. And the one thing I will say about Discord, because I love it and I use it on all of my stuff, is that they don't stop innovating.
Yeah.
They keep bringing new stuff in there. I feel like every single day almost you get an update. Yeah, these are new features that they're like, oh, hey, great. Next thing you know, they're doing NFT gating. It's just super cool. So yes. Any other booths that you went to? I think I was just going to talk about Meta and the VR stuff at Pico.
Oh, same thing. Just all the VR and motion capture booths. I'm kind of lumping them in together. It's like seeing off what Meta's doing, seeing all the mocap suits, which is just fascinating that the barrier to entry has been lowered. Seeing the Pico booth, and they had it completely disassembled, and you can see all the parts and the design process. And it was cool seeing VR still being represented here.
Mocap is started over there.
Yes.
Just got the mocap dancing girl across from Mobella and just started dancing. All right, cool. So that was day one. In a nutshell, we didn't really get to leave the booth that much. Unfortunately, fortunately, whatever you want to call it,
it was a good problem.
It was a good problem to have, and I don't even want to call it a problem because, that's actually point number 3 here, right? Like I literally wrote this down. Meeting the people. This was just one of the coolest things about day one was that you just had such a diverse group of people coming up from such a broad span of companies.
Yeah.
I feel like no two people showed up from the same company.
No, and then you had a huge variety of artists, animators, programmers, developers, and then students, which I know you wanted to touch.
I did want to touch on that because, as we mentioned at the beginning of this, day one and day two seemed just so different. Day one, lots of foot traffic, lots of energy, and I feel like at the same time, it was also saturated with developers.
Yes.
Whereas day two, you started to see more artists and designers. Now, not to say that there weren't more, or there still weren't developers. And I say, sorry, artists, designers, and students.
Students was
Yes. Yeah. And so it was really cool to actually kind of, I don't want to say like mentor, but provide some of my time to talk to these students and give them some insights into how they can pursue some early careers, be it at some of these companies, or how they might approach the request for early careers with some of these companies, and also with ARM. I mean, we have an early careers page. You go to arm.com/careers, early careers, early-careers, just search ARM early careers, and we have internships, apprenticeships, part-time. We have graduate programs. There's all sorts of different jobs that you can go look at and see whether you qualify or you want to, experience it at all. So it was really cool to kind of coach these students. And to be honest, it was actually kind of rare to find undergrad students. They were mostly PhD.
I noticed that too. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Or if they were undergraduates, they were at the very end of their education.
Yeah.
Not the end of their education, but almost at their
Beginning of
you never stop learning.
Yeah. So day two kind of felt like it was a different vibe. I don't want to say it was a worse vibe. It was just a different vibe, and I really enjoyed it. Myself, I serve as an advisor on the Electrical Engineering Alumni Board of Directors at UCSD, and so I've always enjoyed giving back to the academia or academic space. But cool. Okay. Most exciting thing for you? Day two.
Day two, the most exciting thing. I have to say, it's just. I mean, we already touched on it. It's the people. It was. I can't say it again because it's true. I don't want to lie. No, it was just great. Even though my voice was going out, it still is a little bit. It feels a little bit better than yesterday. And I had to really speak up to talk to people so they could hear me. It was just great to meet so many people.
Yeah. Well, I want to echo that, but I will say that I was very lucky because I got to stand on the other side of this camera yesterday and record. There we go. We're back. All right. Hey, sorry about that. Yeah, someone.
We're. I mean, hopefully you can see or hear us. Connection is unstable. We are relying on the provided internet here. We can't use Wi-Fi, can't use hotspots because it's so saturated. So, okay, it looks like it's working.
Okay, cool. Anyways, back to it. One of my favorite parts was running the camera and for the AV for Kogi. I got a private show. I got a private talk just for me, all to myself. And I was standing on the other side of this camera with these noise canceling headphones. And Koki was standing right here, giving his talk with the slides up.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me feel bad that I didn't get to attend more talks. While I was fortunate to do this one, I was kind of thinking well, darn, a lot of them got to be this good. And I wish some of them.
There is a vault. I'm not sure when the videos will be posted, not for ARM, unfortunately, but for the talks in general. That should be posted, and you should be able to sign up. I don't know the details. You can Google it. But I know at least last year, 2022, the vault videos went live mid-April. So perhaps it'll be the same thing this year.
Yeah.
But so most of the talks should be accessible to those who want to see it. You'll just have to Google it and find out what when and what the requirements are for that.
I think they have a paid tier too, right? So some of them are free, some of them may pay for in order to get access to all of them. But check it out. Go to the GDC vault. Make sure to find it. Google. Another cool thing, we've been doing these innovation coffee special brews each morning and afternoon. Gabe and I have, for the most part, been standing here talking about stuff and did a couple of booth calls. But yesterday in the afternoon, we had two guests join us. We had Emilio and Roberto. So Emilio from the ray shading. Ray tracing and rate shading. That tongue twister.
Variable rate shading.
Variable rate shading and ray tracing demo. Basically, the hit of our booth. Emilio joined us to talk about that. allow us to ask him some questions, gain a little bit deeper insight into the demo that they had. And then Roberto joined us. He is a pretty much a GDC veteran, GDC for like 10 years. And so we got to ask him about trends and things that have been happening around GDC over the last 10 years, the evolution of the events, and the reasons why developers should be coming to things like this. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Card down. Oh, let's turn that around. All right. Gabe, we could talk forever, I think, about the things that have happened at this event. I can go back and
Yeah, there's still some things that are going to be happening.
yes, exactly. And I mean, we're here, we're having fun, hopefully entertaining you a little bit with regards to stuff that we enjoyed and or got to experience. But go check out the GDC website. There's lots of stuff on there. You get access to lots of things that you can use both as a enthusiast and or as a developer. So go check that out, and we hope that you enjoyed our perspective. But you can also go get endorsement for yourself. Next year.
Yeah, are there any talks left that you are planning on looking at, or at the very least planning on watching later?
Yeah. So talks and or webinars or seminars. There's a lot of things that are happening today still, even though the event ends at 3:00. And should we just do like one and one? How many do you have? I have 4.
I only have 2.
Okay. So I'll do one, and then you do one, and then I'll do 2.
Okay.
All right. So the Game Career Seminar. This is something happening today. Now, I'm a huge fan or advocate of events that make an effort, a conscious effort, to help developers build their skill sets, and that it's aimed towards securing a career that's fulfilling and enjoyable, and also financially beneficial to the individual, right? So being happy and making money is probably the best in the world. But this gaming career seminar has sessions, talks, and it helps you understand and or prepare yourself to find the perfect job. It also helps people who are interested in recruiting the ideal candidates or an ideal candidate for a position that they have open, and possibly even helping you as an individual move to the next stage of your career or bring your business to the next level. And so the whole seminar is filled with a bunch of stuff that's happening here at this event. And so people who are in that world, or people who want to go just beef up their skill set, level up IRL, right? They can go check that out. And I think that's a pretty good thing for GDC to bring.
I mean, that's a big point of here. Like, people really wanting to grow their careers also means being financially stable in doing so.
100%. All right, you're up.
All right. So one of the ones I am looking forward to watching is it's presented by the IGDA. It's on Unity Application Techniques Roundtable. It's just essentially about the best practices and workflows that really helps to smooth out your game development in Unity. And it's like programming. There are 1,000 ways to do a single thing. Some of them are better than others. At the end of the day, as long as it works, that's all that's important. But you really want to do things the best way so you can expand and extend in a smooth manner, and you don't have to refactor half your project just to add one little thing. So I am personally interested in knowing from some of the experts and people who have been doing this for a long time what I should be looking at and how I should improve my workflows.
Absolutely. Cool. And I guess to piggyback on the Unity topic, there's a student workshop. It's another one I was looking at least one that I feel should be highlighted. It's about exploring real-time 3D career pathways with Unity. So I guess to both talk about the Unity topic and the previous topic that I was addressing about, finding the career of your dreams and or just leveling up IRL for your career. Use 3D, real-time 3D with Unity, and there are apparently a lot of careers in this area.
Yeah.
Identifying that pathway, making sure that you hone that skill set to set yourself up for a career in that. It's the student workshop, right? So students prepare, students beware, or students be there. Yeah.
Was the rhyme intentional, or did that just happen?
Like, oh, yeah, so I mean, that's just what I think would be interesting. I'm not a student anymore, but I would be interested to see what's happening over there.
Okay, so the next one is an interesting topic. It's sensory overload, accessibility best practices. So, if you've ever developed websites, you know that there's a series of accessibility things you need to do to make it uh, easily. I hate that I keep using the word accessibility.
Hey, sorry, I wasn't listening. I'm so sorry. I was looking at the dancing girl. Yeah. Keep going. Say it again.
There's a talk on accessibility best practices. So if you've done web design, you know that there's a lot of accessibility best practices you have to follow, such as setting it up so screen readers can hop around correctly and all of these things you have to do. You don't think so much that video games need the same thing. So you need to know how to incorporate things such as colorblind options, motion sickness options, screen readers, third-party and alternative controller support, remappable controls, all these types of things. When you go and build your first game, you make it very simple and you can't change any options, but that means that there is a large population or a large group of people that just can't play your game. So there are these things that don't actually take that much work. You just have to keep them in mind from the beginning, and it allows them to be played by anyone. It's a really interesting thing, and I personally need to learn more about it.
And you know what? I think on that note, I'm going to talk about one of my that kind of caught me off guard, to be honest. And I was like, wow, there's a talk about this. The wish lists one. So yeah, this one is about running marketing beats campaigns that increase wish lists and won't disrupt development. So I just thought this was really interesting because when you click through Steam or you're exploring the App Store and you make that decision, or you just browse in the internet, right, or YouTube, and you see some ad, when is it that your brain clicks? What are the things that make you want to click that ad and or add that name to your wish list because it's not available yet?
Yeah.
Right. So these are, or because you just don't want to spend the money yet, or you want to do more research, right? Like a game can be available and you can still add it to your wish list. The point is that this particular company, Graffiti Games, made an effort to follow up this research and share it with the world and then say, okay, well, hey, this is some of the things that we noticed increase your chances of getting your game added by a consumer or a user to their wish list. So
that's a great topic. If you're an indie gamer, you are your marketing department. So most people don't have training in this area. So it's definitely something you should watch and absorb.
Yeah. And, I mean, I think this also just touches on or ties in the fact that, this whole world, this whole space, gaming and just development in general, it is a world that requires a diverse team of people and skill sets, right? Now, you can be a developer and you can know about marketing and you can be a marketing person who's technical. But at the end of the day, having this diverse thought, having these diverse thoughts, and being in a diverse team, marketing is sometimes undervalued. And to see that they're addressing this, I think is really good.
Yeah. There's a reason Rockstar spends nearly as much money on marketing as they do making the game. It's an important aspect that often gets overlooked in the indie world.
You don't have any more.
I do not. So continue on.
Okay. That's on school. And I mean, of course, with the topic of ARM, sustainability is always something that we're looking at, right? In terms of us providing sustainable, or at least a more sustainable path towards a very power efficiency, sustainability, and performance, right? Let's just use those three. I was trying to say too much, and then I got tongue-tied. But yeah, so there's a chat where there is a talk on climate games. Okay, so how can you use games? How can you develop games that generate and or build awareness for pro-environmental causes? I think that this is huge.
Yeah.
So you can still, and this is basically the talk is climate games here, a developer's field guide, right? Because the idea is to try and build awareness around pro-environmental causes, climate change, but at the same time, you still have to provide a journey. You still have to provide some sort of immersive experience. And whatever it is that makes this game exciting. If you just said like, hey, this game is really cool, you're gonna save trees. Like that might not be a fun game, you know. The planting trees game, although farmland or whatever got pretty big.
Stardew Valley is pretty popular.
Yes, but now imagine that if every level that you got in Stardew Valley or whatever it was, that company planted a tree. I don't know. That might be some crazy initiative that was pretty cool. Anyways, the point is, I don't know. I didn't go to this talk. I'd like to go to it. How do you bring more awareness to sustainability? How do you bring more awareness to pro-environmental causes through the games that you're building? Developers field guide for this.
Yeah.
So I think that's
No, it's a very noble cause, and props to anyone engaging in such behavior.
so. I think that is all I have here, Gabe.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to film some more demos, so you'll be able to find them on our YouTube channel, and hopefully, like very soon.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I guess let's give you the breakdown. Huh? So right now, after we end this live stream, we will be moving all of our kit here over to 2 more demos. We have 2 more demos to record today. We also have one of the speakers from day 1, Wednesday, Charlie Stokes, who will be joining us, standing right here, just like Yogi did yesterday. And we'll be recording her talk. But then we have also the 2 demos more to record. We're gonna have all of these live streams. Of course, they'll remain in the Innovation Coffee playlist as well. But we're going to add all these live streams into a GDC playlist on our YouTube channel, ARM Software Developers, so that you can enjoy it, hopefully maybe in order and or split it larger, however you need.
Yeah.
But, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so.
So you all can go on this journey with us several weeks from now or whenever you want. But it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, make sure to sign up for the developer program. And I thought I had a card. I do have a card. Here, do your thing.
By the way, I've always been flashing the QR code. This is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool looking card here. So, developer program right there. Scan the QR code. I see the shadow there. Oh, the lens is so big. Scan the QR code right there.
There you go.
All right. Go check out the ARM developer program. Make sure that if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And we do this every single week. So Thursday, 5 p.m. next week, we're going to be not here. We'll be in my garage in his office, going live. Innovation Coffee, 5 p.m. UTC. So last words, Gabe? No, just saying goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
No, that was too uneventful, Gabe. Say it again.
Oh, now there's pressure. Hey, goodbye, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. We'll be here at GDC and we'll be back next week. Take care. See you this Discord night.